Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Dealing with Feelings. I'm your host, Claudia, and today we're talking about not being anybody's favorite person. Have you ever felt like you're never anyone's first choice? And before anyone tries to say, you shouldn't worry about being picked, it doesn't matter, it's not a big deal, choose yourself, be real. Everybody wants to feel appreciated, and that's fine. There's a difference between, begging and needing everyone's attention versus wanting general social human interactions that are meaningful, that are deep, and to be cared about. I always say to myself, to feel loved is to be understood. To be loved is to be seen and heard. As a human being, in order to feel like you're whole, is to have people around you that genuinely care about you. And that feeling of having those people or that one person who texts you and calls you and says, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to you about this. I can't wait to tell you this." That is so special. And it's something like no other. It makes you feel seen and appreciated. It makes you feel special. I feel like for a long time I've known that I'm a likable person, and I can get along with people. I've had friendships that you feel like you might be close with somebody, but maybe at a certain point you realize, oh, this person actually doesn't see me the way that I see them. And then you have to kind of realign and reprioritize things. And it might come with age, it might come with experience, I feel like as I've gotten older, I've been able to have a little barrier of like, okay, just because this person is talking to me, that just because this person shared this with me, it doesn't necessarily mean they feel as close to me as I might feel as close to them, or they see me at the same regard. This kind of falls in line with the idea of making new friends too as you get older, or just in life in general, where it seems to feel like getting to that point where you are somebody's first choice is harder because people fill that spot more readily as they get older. And it could be with a significant other, it could be their job comes first, it could be with their, high school friends that they always stuck with. It could be with their sibling that's their best friend. Like, it could be anything. The issue is, where does that leave you, right? Because we all want to feel like somebody is picking us. Everyone wants to have a best friend, And, going back to the idea that I've always felt like I'm likable, like I'm nice, and maybe if you're listening to this and you can relate, you think to yourself, okay, like I know I'm a nice person, I know I'm a good person, but maybe it has to do with the fact that you are, you could position it as you're a jack of all trades, but maybe you're a master of none. You get along with everybody, you're friendly to everybody, everyone likes you, but that kind of muddies the waters when it comes to finding the person or the people that are genuinely going to love you, if that makes sense. You're nice across the board, people like you across the board, but that's a very mild kind of feeling. It's a mild emotion. And the people that are going to love you, those are stronger emotions. All that to say, it is definitely a hard thing to think about and a hard thing to deal with, especially when you see other people who seem to have it all figured out. And I'm not here to tell you that everything's going to be perfect. But even if things aren't perfect and we never find the people, that are meant for us or that are our perfect match, at least you can have some solace in the fact that you're not the only person who experiences this. I think that for a long time, especially like going through school, even from like a young age, like high school age, I always felt like, you know, I was aware of this feeling where you kind of, you know, somebody, you're friends with somebody maybe for a long time, and then you have this realization that they're friends with somebody else and they're somebody else's number one and you're their number 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it is. And yeah, so it might not just be you. It's definitely not you. You're not the only person who ever thinks this way or feels this way. And yeah, just don't let anybody tell you that it's not important. I find that a lot of the time when people have something, or they're coming from a place of, you know, of being fulfilled, it's way easier for them to say, things are gonna be all right. Or maybe if they haven't been in this exact situation before, they don't know what to pull from, so they'll start saying, you know, the platitudes again, things will be all right, don't worry, because they don't know what that feeling is like, and they can't relate to how lonely it might be. So if you feel lonely, if you feel, you know, like a bit rejected, a bit isolated, just be aware that, you know, it's not just you. And I'm not going to tell you that you're not allowed to feel like this, because you certainly are. You certainly are, indeed.